Bhagavan, we have contemplated on your teaching to see is to be free many times. We find that we are filled with negative emotions like jealousy, lust, fear, etc. However, this non-judgmental awareness lasts for a very brief period and we go back to judging ourselves. Very soon, we are controlled by the overpowering force of our negative emotions. Can you please guide us what to do to overcome this? Please give us a blessing to make seeing a natural phenomenon for all of us.
To see is to be free. That happens for a short time. But then for it to continue, you have to watch the naming process in which the mind indulges in. The problem is with the naming process. Like for example, if a child were to look at a tree, he does not call it a tree. It does not know what it is, but it is nevertheless experiencing the tree. On the other hand, you would say it is a coconut tree or a mango tree or whatever tree it is, and then you would say it's got a nice fruit, I would like to eat it. The whole commentary starts. So actually what is happening there, that's all. Over which you have no control. The whole universe is involved in it. But you call it a negative thought. You call it a negative emotion. And you call it jealousy, anger, lust, hatred. The problem is not with anger, not with jealousy, not with hatred, but it is with your naming. Why do you call it anger, lust, hatred? Why do you name it? Whatever is there. And whether it is a thought towards God or lust, both are equally sacred. Because God is both. There's nothing but God only. The universe is God and God is His universe. So how could you say this is bad, that is good? Obviously you can't say that. Unless we have the high and the low, the up and the down, the front and the back, there can be no creation. If you have the electron, you must have the proton. If you have matter, you must have antimatter. You cannot do without both sides. And that is the essential principle of creation. So they will all be there. And I have often told you, it is not your mind, it is the human mind. It has been so and it will be so. The structure has not changed. Jealousy, anger, hatred, lust, all remain the same. Fear, everything. But the objects of fear have changed. The object of lust has changed. The object of jealousy has changed. Maybe it was a sphere. Now it's a bungalow or a car. So only the object of desire, the object of all these emotions have changed, but they are very much the same. It does not change and it will not change. What you are hoping is, you are hoping that the mind will change. No, the mind will not change. See, that is why the problem is, you say, I suffer from anger. And that's where you become unenlightened. Now, there are some tribes in the world who more or less are some kind of awakened people. Their language is very strange. They won't say, I am angry. No. In their language, they say, I angrying. I jealousying, I fearing, because they are seeing it as actually happening. That's all. So their word at fear is not naming at all. It's just to say something is happening. Not that I have fear, I have anger. These are the people who make it very, very easily. The problem with you is you're stuck with labeling, naming. Now, when you keep watching, you will see how the mind is involved in this trick or game of naming. That's where the problem starts. Now, that will help you up to a point. But the thing is, the mind is ever going to be the same. Whether it's for you or for Ramana Maharshi or for a Buddha, the mind cannot be changed. What has happened to them is, they have come out of the mind. They no more identify with the mind. Now you would say, this is my mind. That we call Anatma. And Anatma or false identification is because of what we call Prajnaparadha, which is failure of intelligence. That's why in the level 2 Mahadeeksha course, we try to teach you that you suffer from failure of intelligence. Now the intelligence has flowered in a Ramana, in a Buddha, or Ramakrishna or a Paramahamsa, and therefore they do not identify with their mind. Their mind is some other animal going there, that's all. What do you do with the cow on the road? You do nothing. The same thing with your mind also, it is just there. You should not think that your mind will change. No. You will no more identify with your mind. You just come out of it, you will be pulled out.
Many of us seem to be suffering from high level of insecurity and fear about our jobs and economic status under current circumstances. Could you please bless us and guide us how to come out of this feeling of insecurity or fear and focus on our spiritual development?
Yes, Amma and Bhagavan, we are very concerned about that, and we are taking some sankalpas to help you. And if you become Diksha givers, then the giving and receiving of Dikshas will very effortlessly handle the fear and the insecurity. And if in the inner world you become free of insecurity and fear, then the external world, all things will go well for you. So the best way to handle your problems is that you must become inwardly free. Let us say you have lost your job. It can cause tremendous insecurity and fear. Now, if through the giving and receiving of Dikshas, where Diksha means we actually flow through you, then what happens is we would remove that insecurity and the fear, though you might not have a job. And because of that, maybe in 3-4 days or a week or 10 days, you will get a new job. So the work has to be done inside. That's why becoming a blessing givers is important, or Diksha givers is important. That is why Yuvaji and Subhadraji must quickly become initiators. And then as a group, you must give and receive Dikshas, beautifully handle the inner world, and the external world automatically changes. See, all problems which are there are a reflection or a manifestation of what is going on inside. Change the inside, things change outside. That's the technique. So don't worry about it. We are with you. We'll fully help you out.